My name is Jo Myers Walker, and my favorite thing to do is to paint watercolors. But I also have been a paper maker, and I do plastic slumped sculpture. I've done some clay sculpture, painted wood furniture, wearable art. I'm an artist, a creative mentor, and an illustrator for children's books. And sometimes when I'm doing watercolor, I feel like I'm illustrating. This is kind of my method. I love going out and painting on location, or at least drawing and getting my composition down. That's the very most important thing, because then you can have fun and enjoy just the process of painting. So here I am out here drawing on my favorite street, and the coffee shop that I go to is right over here. And so I can drink coffee and draw at the same time. I always do a little value study first, usually when I'm out there, looking at the darks. See, the darks will push out the lights. And this little guy, he's a student. And as I was sitting there that day, it was after finals, and the students get in the street and they just walk, and they don't know where they're going exactly because they're exhausted. So I've made, he's going to have a white shirt, because then these colors will pop him out, and he's my center of interest. So I kind of sometimes paint the center of interest first, just to remind me where I'm going. These are some of the colors I'm going to use today, which is kind of limited. It's 2 warms and a cool. Okay, I just wet the paper, and I put the color on very freely, just let it have its own life, because that's what watercolor does. You can't control everything. If you do, you'll drive yourself crazy. And a watercolor is spontaneous and yummy if you let it paint itself. I'm sort of doing some strokes upward. I'm just going to go right down to my horizon line here, and then I use colors on the I mix on the paper. I'm going around my little people and cars. This is the background. I try to make the background very muted, and it's not important. It just sets the stage, because the important thing is my little student. So I'm going around the cars here, and then you're gonna and I'll put these building in later, because they can be a little sharper. But when I add color, I just keep adding it so that it's, I think I'll put some orange. See how I just let the color, it mingles and mixes together. Yeah. And I'm gonna let this see how the trees are just soft. I need some darks in there, especially could be trunks, but all that dark against those cars. I'm talking. Okay, and it always dries lighter, so I gotta put a little more color in there. There we go. Okay, and I've lost. I'm going to add a little salt up here in the sky, just a few grains. Nothing like salting a potato. There we go. And we'll see what happens. This is probably too wet, but that could, well, we'll just see. If you put it up here, I'm going to have to put it over here. This is the side, the dark side. of the little ramp building that's here. So it's going to be darker than this side. Yeah. Those little whites are kind of interesting. Yeah. I have to echo the colors. This is brick, and this is also brick. Kind of looks like my cup of coffee. Does it? Just putting in a little detail while I'm waiting for things to dry. So this is how finished piece. I added a lot more detail in the foreground here. The rest of this is just supporting actors and giving it a sense of place where we are. I was hoping you could smell the coffee coming from over there. At least I could when I was there. And of course, here's my student with his little iPod on, and he's listening and probably wondering what his grade was. But you can see I added a few detail items. I wanted you to go down the street and with perspective by using softness